You're listening to the podcast for creatives, and today we're talking about 6 tips for looking more professional in your business, so stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Sasha Souza, and I have been in the creative events industry for over 25 years as the CEO of Sasha Souza Events, producing some of the most trend-setting and creatively colorful events that you've seen in magazines, online, and in books. I'm also a digital CEO course creator, mentor, and serve the industry through my Creative Collective monthly membership. I'm excited to have you join me for the podcast for creatives, where I can share the biggest lessons and the biggest wins of my business and of my creative friends. Let's go. Hey, what's up, y'all? Sasha Souza here, your host for the podcast for creatives. And I just have to give you guys a huge shout out because this is like our 5th episode, episode number 5. I mean, I guess you got to start somewhere, but we have almost 500 downloads, which I am just mind blown by. So I just have to say huge thank you to you guys for downloading and for listening. I'd love your feedback. If you would send an email to help@sashasouzaevents.com with any feedback you might have, or maybe some ideas for some shows, I would love to know what you want to hear about. That would be amazing. And right now I am telling you my stories, my quick tips, things like that I think can help you build your business and be a better brand. Because I think that as far as event professionals go, a lot of the time we enter the business and we're like, this is going to be a really fun job. And not a lot of effort is put forth at the very beginning. And it isn't, I believe, mostly because we're all of a sudden busy, right? We're getting jobs, we're doing all of these things, and now all of a sudden we're like, guess what? I don't even have a real brand. I don't even really have a contract. And so I am going to give you literally like the 6 things that you need to do right now that if you make just a couple of these changes, it is going to exponentially increase the look of your business to your potential client. And that is really the beginning part of this battle, right? Is getting them to like what they see, whether it be in a magazine, in an advertisement, at a wedding fair, at, on your website, wherever it is that they first touch your brand, and where they can then say, oh, yeah, that's the one. That's the person that I've been looking for. And here those things are. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the why as we go through this. So the first one, and I beg of you, this is like from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys so much. I love this industry so much. But you have to stop using AOL accounts and Gmail accounts and things like that. Please, you have to, for the love of all things holy, please, get yourself a Google Suite account with your actual website URL. So it's, your name at your business dot whatever, and enough with the Gmail, the Yahoo, the AOL, and all of these other accounts. It just doesn't exude professional. It exudes hobby or side hustle. And if that's truly what you're trying to accomplish and the type of client that you're trying to get, then perhaps you're doing the right thing. But I don't know a single event pro that isn't trying to get to whatever their next level might be. And this is the first step. So if you already have this box ticked off, then oh my God, I got to give you a great big old snaps on that one, because that is first. And trust me, you can still use Gmail if you use G Suite. I believe it will cost you like $5 or $10 a month. And you can have a really professional email address. And I see you guys. I see you guys requesting our downloads for the Consultancy for Creatives. Right now, we have a free onboarding mini guide. And I see a lot of Gmail accounts and AOL accounts and Earthlink accounts. And I saw a netzero.net account the other day. And I was like, whoa, that was a throwback. So first off, get yourself a great URL. If you have a business, you need a website. If you have a website, that means you have a URL. If you have a URL, that means you can get a custom email address with that URL. This is not 1998, folks. We don't have to pay that much extra for a really solid email address. When I first started my business, and I was, I don't remember who my host was right now, but I had some really expensive hosting service. And at that time, you had to pay a lot of money for your custom email address. And now it's pretty simple. So, y'all take advantage of it. That is my number one thing for you right now, right? Okay. So you're going to go and do that. You're going to either pause this, or you're going to hop off after, and you're going to say, I am going to do that now. And then you're going to go to the consultancyforcreatives.com and you're going to fill out maybe to get the onboarding guide, or you'll log in and you can change your email account in the portal. And then you'll have this super professional email account. You'll feel super amazing about yourself. So that leads me to the next one. So I just posted the other day in my Creative Collective membership Facebook group, because we had some people who are having some issues with logins and such. And I'm the type of person where I will pick up the phone and call you. And I've shocked some people in that I pick up the phone and I'm like, hey, it's Sasha. And they're like, say what? And so I said, I would love to call this person who's having an issue. So I go to the website. There's no phone number. There's no phone number anywhere on the website. Number one. Number two, there's a Gmail account. So I'm like, oh my God, it's two. It's hit 2 of my points. So make sure that you have a phone number where people can call you. People don't necessarily always want to fill out the form. There are some of us who would rather pick up the phone. Here I am, Gen Xer, saying I want to pick up the phone and call you and see if we can work out whatever the issue might be, whether it be your login or a download or what have you. So that is my next piece. Number 2 is put your phone number on your website, which is, the next one is number 2A. And that is the difference between a cell phone for business and a business and your business voicemail. Some of my favorite calls have been with a brand new mentoring client, where I pick up the phone to call the mentoring client and it rolls to voicemail, or it's that hold music. It's like, please hold while we find this person. And then I get like a AC/DC song or some Tupac or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if this is the best thing. So my first words are, so I didn't realize you were a such and such fan. Or, I get Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball, which is a true story, or something like that. And I'm like, it's really not the right thing. So make your phone, your voicemail and your phone more professional. Have a professional voicemail. My voicemail says, hi, you've reached Sasha Souza. I can't come to the phone right now. If you please leave your name and number, I'll give you a call back as soon as possible. I never say at my earliest convenience. I hate that so much. So let's just say number 2 is phone stuff. So number 1 on your phone, right? Have your phone number on your website. Number 2 is going to be that you are going to have a professional voicemail. Number 3 is that your cell phone is not always going to be on for business. So having a second phone or having a Google Voice number or something like that is a much more professional look to your business. So number 3 talks about social media. And this is buku importante. Number 3 is if you are using your business account, your business Instagram, or your business Facebook, and try to keep the family stuff or the angst in your stories to a minimum. You want to put off a more professional image, especially if you're looking for a much higher or much more luxury type client, which luxury seems to be the biggest buzzword in the industry. Everybody wants a luxury client. And so you're going to have to act the part. And that doesn't mean you don't share photos of your dogs, your kids, or things like that from time to time, but it can't be the main focus. Again, I go to Instagram accounts for my mentoring clients, and I'm seeing photos of them at the beach, and I'm seeing photos of them, at home, and I'm seeing the kids and the kids playing sports, and seems like sprinkled in there, they have photos of their events and photos of what they're doing. It should actually be the opposite. So you're going to put more photos of your work, less photos of your personal life. And if you're already doing this, fantastic. I have, the Sasha Souza Events Instagram, and then I have a personal lockdown Instagram. And my personal lockdown Instagram has about 120 people on it. It is not for public consumption at all. It's really for just closest friends and family. And then everything else that I do business-wise runs through the consultancy or for the Sasha Souza Events for the consultancy for creatives. So that is really, really important is, again, we're putting a more professional look. We're going from potentially looking like a hobbyist to looking like a more professional business. And even if this job is your side hustle or is your extra income stream, you are definitely going to want to give yourself a little bit of room here and try and look as professional as possible. So then that's number 3. So let's recap really quick. We have a professional email address. So we're going to get rid of that Gmail account. We are going to put our phone number on our website and have a more professional greeting for our phone and potentially a new phone number through Google Voice. And we're going to take our big family stuff out of our personal Instagram. And again, that doesn't mean you can't show photos of your dogs, photos of your cats, photos of your family, but people are coming there to see what you can do for them. And if you're not showcasing what you can do for them, you're missing the mark. So you definitely need to fix that. So now my next piece has to do with your branding. So number 4 is your logo. I see some crazy logos. And those logos have these intense backgrounds and frames, and they're very, very fancy, right? They're very fancy. And the fanciness takes away from the name of the business, which is really what I want to know. Who are you? And I am of the mind that the logo, while it can still be scripty and beautiful, it needs to have a bold look to it. It needs to stand out on its own, and it needs to be clean. And that doesn't mean that you're going to use a really thin font. You can still use a script font or handwritten. I mean, for crying out loud, my logo for Sasha Souza Events is handwritten by a calligrapher. So it is handwritten, but it's unique and it's very clean. It just says Sasha Souza Events. It doesn't have gold stars coming off of the back end of the A on Sasha Souza. It doesn't have script work all around it. It doesn't have a background that is a splash of paint or watercolor. It is very clean and and it can last forever. I will never have another logo. The consultancy for creatives, while it has a lot of color and it has 2 different fonts, it is still a very simple looking logo. It just has the name and it has some dots. It isn't this, I don't have doves flying out of the logo. So I would like to challenge you that if you have a really crazy logo that has a lot of bells and whistles and scroll work, that you consider really making it more professional looking. And that doesn't mean that, again, it has to be boring. It just means that it can stand on its own on a beautiful proposal. It stands on its own as professional looking on a contract, on your website. You'll have all of the photographs of your events, and then you'll have a beautiful logo. So number 4 is please do some simplification of your presence in your logo and your website and such, and just take that logo and give it a little zhuzhing. Again, you can keep the fonts, you can keep the colors, things like that, but it tends to look very, very, very professional, and that's more appreciated by the higher end clients. They're looking for somebody who isn't the center of the room and isn't the center of attention. They're looking for somebody who will make them the center of attention. So your logo doesn't need to make it so that you are just like in your face. Like, I keep thinking of like somebody on stage and they're like jazz hands, and that isn't your logo. Your logo isn't your jazz hands. Your photographs are your jazz hands. Your logo is just your backup to tell them who you are. So that is your next one. That's number 4. Number 5, and this is a biggie in that you have to have a great looking proposal and contract. And the way that I work is when somebody requests information from us and we've gone through the process of vetting them, whether they are a good fit for us, with regard to budgets or things like that, my next piece is to sort of get them a beautiful proposal. And in that proposal, I don't only give them, here's how much I charge and here's a bullet point list of services. I also give them the copy of the contract at the time of proposal. I am a one-stop, let's go, make a decision type of planner. So I don't want to have 18 steps in my pipeline to booking a client. I want to have 3 steps in my pipeline to booking a client. And I think that's going to be our next podcast, are the steps in booking a client, steps in your pipeline. So you're going to have to hold me to that. So the proposal and your contract are so important, and allowing somebody and affording them the opportunity to make a decision immediately when they see it. And they go, yes, I loved her or him when I talked to them on the phone. We totally vibed, and I am ready to do this. They will get that proposal. They can read the contract. They can come back to me and ask me any questions about the contract. And then guess what? Bing, bang, boom. They've signed it and they're paying. Now, for big, beautiful contracts, it is not going to be something that is going to be like a honeybook. I love honeybook to the ends of the earth. I love them, love them, love them. But it isn't the most beautiful contract. It's very utilitarian and it serves a great purpose, and they are amazing at booking. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more beautiful, you'll look for a online proposal software. And we've been using Proposify for a number of years. But even if you don't use something like Proposify and you want to send the proposal as a PDF and you want to design it in Canva, make it great. Cover page, about you page, about your team page, testimonials page, maybe a couple weddings in there, and then the proposal of your services and the contract. And it's all one package. They can download that, they can look at it, and they go, this is everything. She's given me absolutely everything I need to make a decision. And they can choose. They can go, yes, we're going to do it, or we want to have a little more conversation. It really is, it makes you look so professional versus, okay, I'm going to send you a brochure. And then they get the brochure. And then they're like, okay, well, now I have some questions. Okay, let me send you a proposal. Okay, well, now you send them a proposal. And they're like, okay, great. What does your contract look like? Now you send them a contract. It's like, holy shnikes. How many times do you have to touch a potential client to get them to the point where they're making a decision? And further to that, let's say that you're sending out a proposal and the price scares you. Like you are scared out of your shell that you are sending out this proposal. Maybe it's a $10,000 proposal. Maybe it's a $25,000 proposal. And you're sending that off to them and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I hope I get this. Wouldn't you rather send them something cohesive all at once so that they know what the price is and what the terms are, so they can make a decision almost right away? I know I would. It is truly the best decision I ever made. I used to try and hold back my contract and just in case, what if they shared it with another planner? I have not had that happen in my entire career. So I will say this, it's better to send them away with all that good stuff right at the beginning. Okay, so now you're going to do your proposal and contract. You're going to fix that. So that is number 5, right? Number 6 is going to be your pricing. This is your PSA. Do not undercut the industry. Let me repeat. Do not undercut the industry. So it's just not flipping cool. If you are new in this industry, the worst thing you can do is price yourself under your competitors. And back in old-timey days, there was a planner in our area and she was making 10 grand an event. And I wanted to make 10 grand an event so bad. And I remember when I was somewhere around 6 or 7, I was getting some jobs that we were both up for. And I was like, yes, I beat her. I beat her at that job. And it didn't occur to me that maybe I beat her not based on apples and apples, but I beat her based on price. They hired me because I was cheaper. That is not a good feeling now, because I don't know about you, but I want to be considered for the job in the same echelon as the top people in the industry. I don't have to get the job. I want to be considered for it. And for this, I deflated myself. I was like, maybe it was that I didn't actually get the job because I deserved it, or because they thought I was better than her, or I was a better fit. I got it because I was cheaper. So, rule of thumb, the less you charge, the more difficult the client. It's just true. People who pay more, have more investment, value you a little bit more. That doesn't mean they're not going to be a big old PITA, right? So they're going to be a big old pain in your ass, pardon my French. They can be, but it's a different scenario than when you have undercut, you have charged less than what you believe you deserve and less than the market rate, and you got the job and now they're a pain in the ass. So you have got to, for the love of God, stop undercutting people. Just stop right now. Just say, I'm not going to do that anymore. I am going to charge market rate, market average, right? When everybody starts charging the average on the market, it just makes everybody more even. Then they're basically choosing, that they've chosen you because of your skill set, right? That they've chosen you because you're the right fit, not because you're the chipper chicken, aka father of the bride reference. So pricing is huge. A hobbyist charges less. A professional charges more. A side hustle charges less. A professional who relies on this for their only stream of income charges more. So quit doing that. Okay. So I want to go through those things again. I know that our 30-minute podcast is not that long, but here again are those 6 tips. If you're a hobbyist, you're on Gmail, you're on Earthlink, you're on, some other .net. If you're a professional, you have your own email address with your own domain. If you're a hobbyist, you don't have your phone number on your website and you're answering your cell phone at 11 o'clock at night and you're like, hello, versus having a professional phone number and professional working hours, and that's what a professional does. The next thing is that on your social media, a hobbyist would intersperse some photos of events with their family photos. A professional posts professional business first. Next one is that you will have a much more simple logo. Really refined, really beautiful, doesn't speak huge volumes, but gets the point across, and you let your art tell the tale of your business. Then the next is your proposal and contract. And in that proposal and contract, you will create a proposal, whether it be on something like Proposify, or there's a bunch of different proposal softwares out there, or you just create something really beautiful and unique in Canva if you feel more comfortable that way and send it out like that. But I would strongly suggest getting an electronic signature and having an electronic signature for everything, as well as auto payments, which is what we use our online softwares for. So you're going to switch that. And with your pricing, you're going to stop undercutting people. You're just going to quit. And you're going to charge a professional market rate. So a hobbyist, again, charges less. A professional charges more. So those are your 6 tips for looking more professional in your business. But I want to let you know about something else. And first off, I want to thank you for giving me just this little space in your life so that I can maybe assist you in being a little bit better. That really is where my passion and where my heart lies. And I don't know if you know this, but I recently launched the Creative Collective, and I launched it in July. And it is built for business owners like you, creatives. And I have every walk of the event industry represented. We have planners and decorators and floral designers and event designers and caterers and photographers and videographers and entertainers and officiates and venues. I work with all types of creatives. And it has been epic training. And I've decided that I'm going to open the doors again in just a couple of weeks. And if you're interested in joining that 140 other event pros, you can get in as an early bird. And all you have to do is go to the consultancyforcreatives.com. Just join that wait list. And you're going to have to do it in the next, TikTok, couple of days. And when I open those doors, they'll only be open for 72 hours. And you will get immediate access to join those other 140 business owners. And I'm going to give you a couple of really rad bonuses also as an early bird. So this is your opportunity. And right now our wait list is quite large. And it started right after I closed the cart on July 1st for the Creative Collective. So we have people who are already waiting. And if you're not in that group, I would strongly suggest, this is not for me, this is for you, to really up your business, that it's time to sign up for the wait list. And then when I open the doors, you can read everything that it's about and all the cool stuff I'm going to give you as bonuses. And then you can just make your decision. And you're also going to get a special invitation to something that I call Amplified. And Amplified is my group coaching program. I do a lot of one-on-one mentoring, but this is my first group. And it is only for members of the Creative Collective. And the founder's rate on that is $99 a month. I'm just going to tell you right? So if you wait though, and you join when the doors open to the public later in the fall, you're going to pay 50% more a month just for that program. But if you're in on the early bird and you get the amplified mentoring, you will only spend $131 a month. So you'll pay for the Creative Collective and the amplified. I know it's crazy, but I only have 35 businesses, and I do have some slots that are already filled with a few of the founders. And I just want to give you the opportunity to get on the wait list. So when we swing the doors open in a few days, you're there and you can make a decision. I am so proud of you. I just have to say that. I am so proud of you guys. You do amazing, inspiring work. And I love seeing everything that you guys are doing. And please keep sharing it. And get into the creators on Facebook, which is our other group. It's facebook.com/consultancy for creatives. And see what's going on in there. I think it's really, really awesome to get a bunch of like-minded people who just want to grow their business to their next level. So anyway, thank you guys. I am so happy, and I cannot wait till next week when I go through how you book your client. All right? Have a great week. Make it amazing, and I will see you soon.